The basic principles of Lean are to identify and remove waste from your organization. Let's look at what Lean considers as wasteful. Let's start with overprocessing. This is all about doing more than is required to provide value to the customer. Let's say you have a chain of bakeries. The customer has ordered 10 cakes from your listing. The cakes were designed with plain frosting on top, but the baker decides to spend 2 hours piping roses onto the cakes. This would be considered as overprocessing. The cakes might have looked nice, full of roses, but they are overprocessed. This often happens when the customer requirements are unclear and the communication is unclear. This might be because you cannot see it happening. There's no reason for you to see it happening. You don't work in the bakery. You would only see the roses cake by chance. Even then, you might think that the customer had paid for the extra work. What is the profit margin on a cake? How much would 2 hours of extra labor cost? What if it happens all the time? It's hard to see, as it can only be picked up when seen. How do you see? How do you know? The truth is that it's impossible to know if standards are not maintained with pictures, recipes, and standard work. Who knows? Maybe the baker creates a new standard, and the entire group starts to make the ice cakes with roses, costing more and more time to make, when the cake was never designed to be made with roses, when the initial costing work was done. Overproduction would be making 20 cakes when only 10 were ordered, because there seems to be a run on cakes, and what if another customer comes and needs 10 cakes? Overproduction can happen in different ways, but is often a response to past experience, where a product has run out for a vital event or customer, and the response is to make sure it never happens again, so the orders are doubled up. This can often happen because bulk products are designed to be made in batches. It indicates a lack of faith in the production process or supply. Instead of solving the problem, a cushion of stock is created even though the result is waste. The waste of transport includes multiple storage locations, poor scheduling, transporting more than is required, not utilizing space correctly in the trucks, overloading of vehicles, poorly maintained vehicles and equipment, vehicle and equipment abuse. This list can really go on, and is also linked to a lack of safety in the workplace if operators do not know how to use equipment correctly. There are many software packages that help companies to handle these issues, but all require the leadership to be alert to problems and ensure that servicing and maintenance work is carried out. It is also important to push safety in these areas, as this is a very good place to teach the discipline required for true 5S. Staff can argue about many things, but doing things to keep safe is just the right thing to do. It builds trust and it builds discipline. The waste of movement is all about designing a space that is productive for the people doing the work. Don't think you know what a space should look like if you have never watched somebody working in it. Really watch carefully. Seen how much they have had to walk to get tools, equipment, materials, how much repetitive bending they have had to do, how much stretching and ladder climbing, how much lifting of heavy items. Next time you go into your organization, just pick a space and watch. Watch what they do. See how much they bend, lift, walk. I think you'll be surprised at the quantity of movement. Watch how safe the environment is. Workplace accidents happen all the time, mostly where there is movement. Besides the trauma of somebody injuring themselves at work, there's also the inconvenience of all the paperwork, the cost of insurances, and having valuable skills out of the workplace. After this episode, I would like you to walk around your organization and choose an activity to watch so you can learn more about movement. Go and look at the cleanliness and service record of your equipment. I'm sure that you will learn something more about your organization and where it needs improvement. The waste of defects. Defects happen when a product is found to have flaws in it after production occurs. The product must be replaced or reworked, resulting in additional costs, delays, and safety issues. Examples would be burnt bread in a bakery, pre-built kitchen units that don't fit, software with bugs, products that are not built to standard in a factory, faulty repairs of equipment and machinery. There are many reasons for defects to happen. Communication, lack of standard work, equipment failure, lack of 5S, inferior products used, incorrect storage, missing a step in the process. This is a really good place to use the value stream map and see where the problem started to occur. When this is found, the 5 whys are called in to assist to find out what caused the problem so that a countermeasure can be found. The 5 whys are exactly what they sound like, asking why 5 times. Why is the bread burnt? The oven was too hot. Why was the oven too hot? The thermostat is not working correctly. Why is the thermostat not working correctly? Because we had a power spike and it burnt out. Yes, this is only 3 questions. Yes, this is okay. A more complex problem could require more than 5 questions. 5 was the average quantity it takes to get to root cause. When you have found the root cause, you're on a new journey to seek out a solution to your problem. And there you can start to look at using the A3. Waiting is the act of doing nothing or working slowly while waiting for the previous step in a process. We have all experienced waiting, and we often take up a different task to fill the gap. This has its own little side effect. This being that when we take up another task because we cannot complete the one we were doing, we open ourselves up to creating defects. As if a task is interrupted, it is much easier to miss out a step or forget to complete the task entirely. Then we get to a waste of skills. This means not recognizing or utilizing skills correctly or in the right place, not developing skills in others. But where I've seen the greatest waste of skills is with the steady, reliable worker who excels in the area of taking responsibility. Due to their reliability, they create a place of security in the business, a place where the manager does not have to worry about that particular department or area. It would be uncomfortable to open this space up to another staff member who might not do such a great job. Please don't do this. I know it's hard, but they deserve a chance in life. Don't be their stumbling block. If they don't grow, you don't grow. The company or the organization needs them. Identifying skills to HR is vital. They don't know if you don't share. It's the same with not paying attention to new staff during probation periods. When you see the problems, share. Have honest conversations. There is a reason for probation. Letting people go after probation is wasteful and frustrating for everyone, including the new employee who does not know what they have done wrong. HR is your teammate. They are not the go-to person to discipline and fire. Yes, they can do these things, but they are trained to help you to develop people. Don't waste their skills. Then we have the waste that protects them all. Inventory. You might be heaving a sigh of relief and saying to yourself, "Thank goodness, that's not my problem." But work in progress is included under inventory. You might not have shelves packed with goods, but you do have work in progress, investing time and money. We need to recognize that anything, whether digital, physical service, or an item, becomes part of the production from the moment the customer places an order to the moment the customer receives and pays for your offering. It is the work in progress and inventory that hide all the wastes, because increasing inventory and work in progress seems to be a human response to any problem that pops up in the process.